All right, folks. I am really excited today to have a conversation with Farah Baxter with an innovative new platform called Soalma that really strives to help us organize and document our end of life wishes and our legacy planning. Farah, it's wonderful to have you here today. Um,
It's
and we're
wonderful to
going
be here. Thank you.
yeah, we're going to dive into the who, what, and why of what you've created. But before we do that, let's get to know you really quick. Tell us a little bit about your background and what led to you launching the Solma platform.
Absolutely. So I'm one of three co-founders, and my background is very much on the business side. I'm a business generalist. I've worked in a variety of different industries, functions, and geographies, many different countries. For me, starting a company like this, starting something entrepreneurial was always the end goal. The idea actually resulted from personal experience, both for me and for one of my co-founders as well. And it was an experience we lived when people from our respective families passed away. For me, it was more of a practical gap where we just didn't know where anything was. Where does this person have bank accounts? Where's the paperwork to the car? And this is with a will. And then for my co-founder, the gap was more emotional. The person who used to give him advice, talk about family history and memories, that person was gone. And when we met, we realized that there was really something there that applied to every human being on the face of this planet. This is not a problem that's unique to the US, it is global. And so we really wanted to build something that's going to support people in what you can argue is one of the hardest moments in their lives.
I love it. And I actually had the opportunity to test out your platform, and I found it very easy to use. And it is one of these things, folks, where it's you we all live in different countries and states, and so the various documentations that we have, and we have relationships with attorneys and things of that nature. So the various documentations are different, but the way I kind of describe it, this is a very easy way to organize it. So it's all in one place, and it walked me through the process really well. And one of the coolest things is here at the Positive Aging community, we've started a book club, and the first book that we're reading together is Achieving a Good Death. And so much of what we're talking about in this book, the things that we need to do, your platform helps make it a little bit easier. Um,
Absolutely.
so give us, walk us through what the experience is and what you're looking to accomplish with the Soma platform.
Absolutely. And what you mentioned just now, Chris Palmer and I and our team have had many conversations, and he really helps the reader understand the benefit of doing something like that. And it's really a long form instruction manual on why and how to do something like this, which is really, really important. Where our product comes in is it's a tool to actually then go and do it. And so we are guiding people, our users and our clients, on both the practical legacy planning and the emotional. So the practical is gathering all those documents, the information, and we've tried to keep it as universal and general as possible. So it's not, oh, well, in this state or this jurisdiction, it needs to be very separate, but really what's universal for most people. And on the emotional side, it's creating video content, audio files, images, talking about that family history, preserving sentiments that otherwise would be lost generations down the line. So we make sure that the user has a step-by-step guide for both of those categories. And so this topic does snowball very quickly, and it can get overwhelming, but we want to make sure that it's as manageable as possible for our users so they can come away with a sense of satisfaction and think, you know what, I actually did it. I've been talking about it for maybe months or years, and now I've done it.
Yeah, and like I just worked on the practical legacy, and what you told me was, look, just just start filling things out. And that was really, it only took me 15 minutes, and I just started filling out what I knew, and I didn't have to dig around or do any research. I just started filling it out, and I got fairly complete. And now I've got a to-do list of things that I can go back through and eventually get that practical aspect put together. I really like the fact that it forced me to start thinking about my trusted contacts, my contact universe. But what I haven't started working on yet, that's got me really excited, and Chris refers to it in his book as legacy letters, and you guys talk about it as emotional legacies. I like both descriptions, but it's so difficult to do all of this. It's sort of like, do I open up a Word document and write a letter? Do I create a spreadsheet or what have you? And I like how it's in one container here, and it's prompting me to think about that.
Of course.
Yeah.
Well, it's great that you got started. Normally, I say block 30 minutes for that initial session, but it's great to hear that you managed to do it in 15. Not only on the practical side, but even on the emotional. We have so many prompts so that people who are interested in starting something like this but have no idea where to start can do it, right? And we have something for everyone. If, someone wants to be on video, they can do that. If they want to just have an audio recording, if they want to type something out, doing things like these legacy letters can be simplified, and they're really securely stored, and the user can define who gets access and when as well.
Yeah, and that's what I haven't done yet in my account. I haven't shared this with my wife, but I'm assuming that I can give her access to to this, correct?
Yeah, she can get access to the content you're creating, sort of, and we give you prompts, right? So there can be things legacy letter related that are related to maybe end of life planning, but it doesn't have to be connected to that moment, right? It can be something like a journal or time capsule where people are recording content maybe on a weekly or bi-weekly basis, small snippets of things that they've done that week, or memories that they want to share, and really aggregate it, right? And at the end, they have this really, really robust set of content that can be useful for their loved ones in the future.
And also, folks, like one of the things that I like about what you've created, Farah, is that it would enable people to reference other documents. Like it's sort of like you're not going in here and you have to subscribe to uh, this power of attorney, this, that, and the other. You can bring your documents in. And when we're talking about emotional legacies, like for example, my father did the Storyworth book, and which would be perfect to provide a link to in that section. And is that would that be achievable in your platform?
Of course, right? So we are not saying that you must use a certain template or a certain thing. We want people to have as much flexibility as they can. And so it's, on the practical side, it's uploading existing documents that you have, right? So medical powers of attorney, wills, and other documents that you've worked with your, professional service providers to get completed. And on the emotional side, you can link it, right? You can include links to, other content that you've made. You can upload existing content. If you created a book, you can take pictures, or if you have a digital version, you can upload it as well. So really a lot of versatility is baked in as well.
Man, this is great. Okay, and I can't wait for our community to give this a try. We're going to put info on how you can do that below wherever you're listening to this or watching this. But let's go big picture, Farah, because you're in this space and you've created this platform and you're talking to people on a regular basis about these challenges. What are some of the reasons that you feel that people delay these doing this type of planning, and what are some Any sort of words of wisdom that you might offer based on your vantage point?
Sure. So I think I'd probably group the reasons why people put this off into three categories. One is that the topic is just very difficult for the individual, right? To start with, that might not be the group we're starting with, right? It's going to take a village to really convince that group to start doing it. It might take a little bit of time. But that's topic related. On the other side, there are people that realize they should do this and they actually want to. And the reason they're not is because A, they might not have enough time, or they think they don't have enough time. And they think, I have no idea where to start. It's going to be very complicated. And as you've recently said, you got started in 15 minutes. So because we've simplified it, we've taken away all the extra noise that sometimes distracts people from getting started. It really is possible to do with any time frame that someone has. And because we're helping them focus and prompting them on what information, they don't need to delay because they just haven't started it or they don't know where to start. So those are really the two things that we're addressing right now in terms of how people can get started.
I love it. And I mean, this is a putting thought to this, it can uh, provide people with so much more peace of mind. I think I know personally, I mean, me in my family's planning is not complete, which is one of the reasons why I'm excited to try this out. One thing that I found too is reading and talking about this book in a group has made it easier for me to get motivated to do things because I know I've got another group of folks. We're going to be meeting next month and we're going to be talking about this. And that's another way to approach this too. I think for that first group that you mentioned is that if you jump on Soalma and start doing your planning and then tell a friend, "Hey, look, I'm doing this. Why don't we don't need to share the information, but we could do it together, and
It's an accountability partner.
accountability. Okay, good. I knew there was a term to call that. But I love it. Well, I tell you, Farah, I'm thrilled that you've created this. I've enjoyed uh, using the platform, and I'm also thrilled to get the word out there because if we can get more people in the world doing this type of planning, it's really gonna help not just the people doing the planning, but their legacies, their families.
Exactly. And that's what we say. It's the people that are going to receive this content that really are the biggest beneficiaries of this type of planning. But peace of mind, like you said, at the end of the day, that's what it is for yourself, for your loved ones, for now and for the future.
I love it. Farah, thanks so much for your time. And let's stay in touch and continue these
Absolutely.
conversations as your product evolves and our community members use the Soma product as well.
Would love to do that.
All right.
Talk soon. Bye.